We are talking to the tight ends today at the Scouting Combine in Indianapolis, and joining us now, another
Texas fight. Yeah, Texas fight. Texas fight. Yeah,
Pardon my language. I hear this song all the time. Gunnar Helm. You got a great name. I love that name, Gunnar Helm.
Thank you very much. Yeah, attributed to my mom and my dad coming up with a great name.
It's a great name.
Yes,
It sounds
sir.
like a character in a movie. It's just a great name.
Absolutely. A lot of people say
Good
it's
guy,
a
not
great
the bad
Texas
guy.
tight end name.
Yeah,
It is a
it's
Texas.
awesome.
It is a Texas. That's where I had a double take because I saw you're from Colorado, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah, just south of Denver.
Just south of Denver. I know the town there, Englewood, right? Up to
yes,
no
sir.
good.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. But what about how did you end up in Texas?
Yeah, obviously playing in the cold, wanted to play a little bit in the south, a little bit in warmer weather, just to kind of feel what it's like to play in both kind of conditions. I was really high on schools like Georgia and Wisconsin as well.
Right,
So
right.
obviously wouldn't be too far from home on the climate landscape of things if I went up to Wisconsin. But I can tell you honestly that I knew I was going to commit to the University of Texas as soon as I was flying in. I looked out the window. I saw the summertime in Austin, all the boats on the lake, just kind of the vibes around
city,
about
everything.
the summertime, the city, how you get a little bit of everything. You got the college campus to the north, the city down a little bit, 5 minutes south. So kind of got everything. Great feel, great alumni network, great football tradition, winning tradition, academic prestige. It all just kind of came together for me, and I thought it was a perfect fit.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, see that? That's the great University of Texas. What a spokesman right there.
Thank you.
Played basketball in high school,
Yes, sir.
and so many great tight ends have that basketball background. When did you choose football over basketball, and what made you make the decision?
Yeah, so growing up as a Colorado kid, I actually didn't start playing basketball until 6th, 7th grade, and not because I didn't want to, it's just because, we grew up skiing. But I come from a very, my parents raised very athletic kids, I would say. My oldest sister was hundredths of a second away from an Olympic trial time in the breaststroke. My second oldest sister was, annually competing in the national championships in Florida for her dance team. And then my little sister obviously played, field hockey in high school, but she was kind of my network sister. So if I wanted to meet somebody, if I wanted to know somebody, I felt like she knew everyone. So, we fell back on each other quite a bit. We relied on each other to help get us through certain problems. But my parents were very happily married, still are happily married. So very tight-knit family, I would say.
What from skiing helps you as a football player, if anything? I've never thought of skiing as something that could maybe be helpful, but is there anything? Balance? I don't know.
I would say just the way you got to move your hips side to side. I think hips has a big thing to do with it. Obviously, playing the tight end position, hips are everything.
Right.
But going back to your previous question, didn't start playing basketball until, around 6th grade. Played lacrosse year-round in the summer and springtime. Everything was to focus on football. Football was my main love. The lateral movement in basketball, getting faster, and really just staying in shape in the summertime. But at the end of summer, early fall, it was all about football.
Yeah, I hear that. I was the same way. High school, I played certain sports just to be better at football.
Yes,
That's just what you did. What about the swimming stuff with the sisters? Right? I mean, if I had sisters like that, I'd be like, "Come on, we're in the pool today. I want freestyle. I'm gonna have a race." Do you race with them and mess with them that way?
I grew up on a swim team, but obviously the early mornings in the pool weren't for me. But just being able to see her, in the pool for 8 hours, 12 hours at a time.
They work.
My second oldest sister, she had 12-hour practices getting ready for their season. So I think that kind of set the bar, set the standard for what I had to go do, showed me how I had to work if I wanted to be great.
Yeah.
Biggest, baddest guy you saw on the field as an opponent in college football?
Oh, there's a lot of them, especially in the SEC.
Who stands out?
Michael Williams from Georgia stands out. Jalen Walker from Georgia stands out. I think that Mason Graham from Michigan.
Right.
We checked into a man-on protection against Michigan. They kicked him out to a 9. So that was a bit of a
It looked good on the board.
Yeah.
We
On
talk
the
about it all
board,
the
we're
time.
blocking
it.
it.
Looks good on the board.
It looks great
This
on the
star
board.
is gonna
I'm a tight
neutralize
end,
Yeah, we're
though.
going to have
Coach, I'm
everybody
not
blocked up, and we're going to take a shot. Okay, well, Mason Graham kicked out to a 9. Good luck. Good luck. Game 2 in Ann Arbor.
How did it work on when you had to block him? What
It was
happened?
great. I did my job, pushed him by. Quinn stepped up in the pocket, got a first down.
All
so.
right, good.
Yes,
Way to
sir.
quit. Way to step up.
Yes, sir.
Quinn.
There's
Way
so
to
many
go.
times it happens in the NFL, and it's like it looked good on the board.
I make fun of it a
but
lot.
tight end
Right.
blocking the pass rusher is not going to work.
Yeah, actually, I think that was one of my strengths this year. I went against a lot of great edge rushers. Nick Skirton is another guy up there on the list of freaks that had to block. Obviously, I had to block a lot of really elite guys from a young age. Will Anderson, my sophomore year, Dallas Turner, my junior year in Alabama. So, the SEC just has that pedigree of elite edge rushers.
Yeah. What about your game is the next step, right? That you look at it and go, NFL, I got to get better in this area.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that having a role as a blocking tight end my sophomore, junior, and a little bit of my freshman year kind of set me up well in the run game. But I met with my coach, Coach Banks, in the offseason. I said, I want to play in the National Football League. I want to help this team win a national championship, win an SEC championship. What do I have to do? Got to be more explosive. Got to help us in the vertical passing game. You got to fill this void that JT just left us. Very good tight end that I sat behind for a couple of years. So went to Coach Becton. Yeah, you need to be more explosive. You need to get faster. Here's how we're going to do it. Here's the plan. Did a little bit of extra things with him. Stayed after through with Quinn in the vertical game, mastered the Y route tree. So in all those efforts to be a better receiver in the vertical passing game, I think that my blocking kind of took a backseat to that.
Yeah, I hear that happens. It does happen.
Probably wish I hit the sled a couple more times and just trusted my footwork. But, still got the job done quite a bit this season, but not nearly
good, honest answer. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Some guys come up here and give us some BS. That was a good answer.
Yeah, no, there's nothing to hide, especially at the next level.
Right, and you're not going to hide it. I think some guys talk and they're like, well, I'm afraid the evaluators will see it. And I'm like, they already know. They've already watched.
They know more about
If anything, they like
you.
it if you get what they know.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
You're exactly right
What's
about
more satisfying, catching a touchdown pass or putting a guy on his ass?
Team benefits the same. If I can spring a long run in the run game, like the Clemsons, if I can, work with the tackle up to the linebacker, solidify that, open up a gap for Blue to run, we all benefit the same. It doesn't matter. Whether it's a game where I go out and catch 10 balls for 110 yards and 2 touchdowns, or whether I spring 2 touchdown runs, still 14 points on the board. That's the way I look at it.
When you went to Texas, and I might be off by a year, but we weren't like Texas where we are right now.
Absolutely. I think I went into a pretty broken team, pretty broken culture. But
that's where it was nobody drafted the year you committed, if I remember, right?
No, sir.
So tell me, give me the why is it changed? What is it? Give me the state of the union for what you witnessed.
Coach Sark came to Texas with a vision. He came from a great culture, obviously a great program at the University of Alabama, and he wanted that same thing for Texas. So, I think that the young guys in my class, it was our first year. We were just trying to learn the ropes, but we quickly had to mature enough to be able to run a football team because lots of guys were leaving, lots of guys were departing for new teams because they didn't want to be a part of our culture. They didn't want to be a part of this new plan that Coach Sark and Coach Banks and Coach Flood came in with this whole new vision. So, having to lead a team from a young age, I think it taught me a lot. It definitely made me mature quite a bit. But we had guys like Roshan Johnson, Moro Ojimo, DeMarvion Overshone, guys like that we could really learn the ropes from and know how to run a football team. Being on the leadership council this last year and at the end of my junior year with some really well-rounded guys, some really smart guys, I think being a locker room guy, not only at college but at the next level, is huge.
Yeah.
Just to be able to have those connections with guys, what gets them going, what gets them, kind of down in the dumps. But I would say the culture, trusting Coach Sark's plan. We had Culture Wednesdays during the summertime at Texas, so every Wednesday we would have off. We would come in, we would do exercises with a new group of 10, 12 guys on the team and a new coach. Some of the exercises were, best day of your life and worst day of your life and why. These answers weren't, here's the best day, here's the worst day, the next guy goes. Coach Sark's like, no, you're going to be up there for at least 5 minutes. You got to go through it. Seeing guys break down in tears that you never really would have seen before. It was powerful. It showed what a guy's going through. And Coach Sark told us all the time, if they're going to be man enough to get up there and say what they've been through, you're going to be man enough to sit there and listen and not judge them. And, I think that made us really close to the football.
Wow, that's impressive. That's a cool story.
He would lead it off every week. So he would go through his just to kind of show us how it looked, how he wanted it to sound. So
wow, that makes me feel good. Texas fight. Yeah, Texas
That doesn't make me feel good. I'm just sick of hearing it. I don't have anything against Texas. I have something against you.
Yeah, I know you do.
Give me one game, film, that you'd want us to look at and say, this tells us everything we need to know about Gunnar Helm.
I'm thinking of balance tight end work, good run game, good pass game. First game that comes to mind is a game like Clemson against an NFL-style defense. Mm-hmm. Obviously a legendary head coach and knows what he wants to do on defense, knows the scheme. He knows your scheme before you even know it. So being able to go out and execute at a high level like we did against Clemson, like I did personally against Clemson, I think that would probably be at the top of my list. But other games like, Michigan, I thought I did really well in Michigan in the not only the run blocking game, not only the receiving game, but in the pass blocking game as well. Just being a well-rounded, all-around tight end. Like I said before, if I got to catch 10 balls and 2 touchdowns, whether I got to spring a couple runs, whether I got to run down on kickoff and make a tackle, whether I got to eat a gap on kickoff so somebody else can fit off, make a tackle, run down on punt, protect the punter, protect the kicker in the wing set on special teams, anything I could do to help the team win.
Yeah, I like that. What about, let's have some fun. What dorm did you stay in?
I stayed in San Jack.
San Jack?
Yes, sir.
Wow, so you're a little
Jack.
removed from where the facility was, right?
Right,
San
right
Jacinto?
across the street.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's over there.
Yes, sir,
I'm thinking of the wrong spot. I had to stay in Jester dorm.
Yeah, Jester's
Yeah,
right
boy,
across from us.
Jester dorm.
Yeah.
Hell of a night
It was
there.
the biggest dorm. It was the biggest dorm in all
Well,
of
it would only fit your head
university.
in it. Yeah.
I know Coach Gideon, when he played at Texas, I believe he stayed in Jester. So
we all had to stay in Jester. And here's a quick story of what I did in Jester. They had these big wooden beds that they just had a mattress on.
That's how San Jack
It's still there?
was, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you know what I did? I ripped that damn wooden thing out of the ground. Okay. I moved it, and I got my girlfriend to order, because I had, at the time, I think my mom's credit card, and I ordered a bed to the dorm. And I got a queen-size bed and put it up there.
The guy who showed up in a limo, this Yankee. Look at a Yankee with his fancy bed and his fancy car. Hey,
Yeah.
I want to do one thing before we go, because what we've been doing is Cooper DeJean was in that seat last year, and he spoke into existence his interception of Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to tell you something. I hope I live long enough to see it, okay? And I've never said this before. He can vouch to it. We've been talking to prospects for years. This guy's going to be an NFL head coach someday. Mark my words.
He's on his stuff.
Mark my words. You're going to be an
his stuff.
NFL head coach one day. Now, if you want to do it. If you don't, then,
Then you're
do something
screwed.
else. But if you want to do it, you're going to do it. And I hope I live long enough to say, I remember when.
Yeah,
And maybe
yeah.
I won't be that
Yeah.
old. Who knows?
Yeah.
They're hiring him young
well,
now.
hopefully he makes enough money at tight end. He goes, I don't have to worry about trying to be a coach, and I'm
Well,
good.
but then after that, if he still loves the game, I can tell
That's
you
right.
love the game. I
Yeah,
can tell you want to
anything
be
I
a
can
big
do to
part of
help
it.
bring up guys behind me.
I'm just
Yeah.
telling you.
Sure.
If you want to do it, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So.
No, bottom line, you're impressive.
Thank you
That's
so
what it is.
much.
That's what we're
I
talking
really
about.
appreciate
Gunnar
it.
Helm,
Right?
get
Texas
ready.
fight. Texas
NFL
fight.
head
Yeah,
coach.
Texas
I'll
fight.
be dead then.
Texas fight. Texas fight. Yeah, Texas fight.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.